Today we're going to read from a Romanian prestigious publication called DG24. I have a feeling that DG24 is sponsored by the Germans, right? Like the German taxpayer. I'm not exactly certain, but it's gotta be because when you see articles from DG24 and you talk with other Romanians, you notice that they don't resonate with the other Romanians. That, like, usually, if you do the opposite of what DG24 is telling you, you end up with prosperity. So like, I use it as a moral compass, like literally the opposite of what DG24 is telling me. I do the opposite and I always have success. You know, for instance, if I vote with people that DG24 is telling me to vote for, I end up with misfortune. But if I vote against them, you get like a censorship bill in the government, and the people that I voted for, which DG24 disagrees, are the ones against censorship, right? So like, my life actually improves. Like, I have more liberties if I constantly go against DG24. It's also interesting because when you talk with people, you notice that the only ones that agree with this publication seem to be the people working at massive corporations, right? Like the ones in the cubicles, the ones that are under the boot of the HR lady, they're agreeing with this. But if you talk to a farmer, a plumber, a cab driver, it's incredibly unlikely that they share the same opinions, the same takes with DG. So this is why I'm wondering, like, who reads this publication? Because, like, there's not enough people in the cubicle in order to fund this newspaper. Like there must be other people that are funding this, right? It's not profitable, I assume. Again, this is just my assumption. Like, I don't know for sure, right? But it's just my take. And so today I read an interesting article from DG24 saying that Germany is warning its citizens that are traveling in the United States that they can be arrested and deported. Holy shit, you know, like, I love, like, the word deported now is even worse than the word imprisoned. Did you notice that? Like, in the lexicon of the journalists, like, it's one thing if someone gets sent to jail, like, that's fine. But if someone gets deported, it's almost like an atrocity. Like, it's almost like a human rights violation. It's something akin to genocide. Like, this is the way they're treating the word deported. It's a crime against humanity. Like, the United Nations should put it under its charter so that, you know, like, the leaders of nations that practice any type of deportation should be investigated by the International Criminal Court. But seriously, right? Like, get this. No, like, this is mind-baffling. Like, this is in Trump's America, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this is the fascism, right? Like, this is what the Nazis used to do. If you're a German citizen and you go to America and you commit a crime, they deport you. Like, that is unthinkable. Never in the history of mankind has something like this ever happened. Again, like, Trump's a fascist, obviously, you know? Like, imagine this, like, deporting German citizens who travel to America in order to commit a crime. Like, obviously, the other way around is permissible, I assume, right? So, like, if Americans come into the European Union and they commit crimes, like, we congratulate them. We give them a medal. We take them in front of the newspapers. We say, like, this is a pillar of the community. I wish more people behave like the Americans, right? Like, isn't that how it works? Like, isn't that, like, what a normal and healthy society does? Like, if you go here and you commit crimes, like, we congratulate you. It's like, yeah, good job, America. Like, please do more. Holy fucking shit. How is this even... I like, help me understand. Why is the German government telling people, like, the most basic bitch common sense thing? Like, this is not if you go to America and you commit a crime, you get deported. If you go anywhere on planet Earth and you commit crimes, it's a good thing that you get deported. In other cases, they imprison you. Like, look what's happening to Johnny Somali, right? So Johnny Somali went to South Korea. He's an American citizen. He committed crimes there. And then when he wanted to leave, the South Korean goes like, no, we're not deporting you. No, you stay. You stay. And they forced him to stay. And now he's looking at around 20 years in prison for the crimes that he committed. Same thing that happened with that American basketball, was it? Or handball? I don't know, like some lady that traveled to Russia from the United States. And she was smuggling drugs, allegedly. Like, that's what the Russians accused her of. And the Russians didn't deport her. It's like, no, you get to stay in a prison. You get to stay in a prison. So they had to trade Victor Bout for her. Right? Like, that would actually be common sense. Yeah, if you go in another country and you commit a crime, you should get punished. But most nations either are charitable and they don't want to waste their time, or they don't want to waste their taxpayer money, and so they just deport your ass. So now the German government is basically telling people that water is wet, that gravity is real, that 2 + 2 = 4, and is saying, like, be very careful. If you go to the United States and you commit a crime, you get deported. You know, I genuinely wonder, like, did the previous administrations not enforce this? Because I also noticed something with the neoliberal mindset. Like, if a nation stops having common sense for, like, 8 years, when it starts resuming the common sense and it starts resuming applying the same laws they used to have 10 years ago, everyone panics, everyone freaks out. It's like, oh my God, applying laws is fascism. No, I'm genuinely curious. Like, if you go in Germany as an American and you commit a crime, don't they deport you? Like, there was a situation in Romania, and the Romanian government was actually upset about it. But there was, like, I think an American soldier, right? Like, he came from America and was on a military base here. And if I remember correctly, because this happened a while ago, he killed a person by drinking and driving, right? So, like, he got drunk at the wheel and killed the person. Didn't want to do it, but he committed the crime, right? And the American government, like, wanted that person extradited rather than him being in prison. Then the Romanian government complied. But, like, normally speaking, and I think most Americans would agree, it's like, no, he should be punished. He should learn his lesson. Like, he should go to a Romanian prison. Because even if he's a soldier or whatever, right? If he goes back to America, what did he learn? He's going to drink and drive again, won't he? Right? And, like, but now it's not our problem, I guess. Like, he's drinking and driving somewhere else. The only problem is, like, the justice that the family who lost a family member is going to experience, right? But my point is that deportations are actually not that okay. No, like, if you go to another country and you commit a crime, you should be punished and then deported. Like, that would be common sense. But anyway, I do think that this is also, the clash of values that Europe is having right now, as J.D. Vance said, right? Like, you guys have different values than us. And the European Union isn't taking it very well. Germany isn't taking it very well. So now they're trying to fearmonger against the Americans, right? Like, this is my take of what's happening in Europe right now. I think that after World War II, Germany was told that they can't have another military for good reason. And now they're seeing the conflict in Ukraine as an amazing opportunity to finance a European army that's going to be in partnership with the Brits and the French. And Germany is just going to forward the bill, right? So, like, in order for them to do this, they have to change public opinion and say, look, the Americans are abandoning us. The Americans are pulling back. So now is the time for us to step in and have an army. And this type of thing where it's like, well, Germany, listen, like, if you're a German citizen and you go to America, they will deport you because, like, the new administration is evil or something, right? Like, all of this is part of the fear-mongering to show that the Americans are now different. They have changed. They're not for the better, right? So, like, this is probably why I think they made this public announcement, which, again, doesn't need to be made. Like, in every nation around the world, if you go there, don't commit crimes. At best, you get deported. Like, getting deported is actually the best case scenario if you're caught committing a crime in another nation. Worst case scenario, you get punished, you go in prison, and when you come out, then they deport you. Anyway, I'm just curious what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.